I'm a self-made man. I've made a lot of money. Well, why don't you spend some of it on salad? You know who invented salads? Poor people. Pain and Gain. My name is Daniel Lugo, and I believe in fitness. I used to watch this movie all the time. It's a great movie. The idea behind it isn't great, but it's just a good movie. I forgot to talk about this in the video, but today's picture is of a salad that I made. And I had some people talking to me about how, this is how I usually eat, and it's whole foods. And by no means was my French toast video saying that this is the ideal way to eat, but it's in my opinion, more realistic way for some people to envision themselves losing some weight while keeping some sanity. Once you've done that for a bit of time, you can see then that eating salads would be better of an option, but sometimes it's very daunting up front. So it's an introductory to healthier eating on my end. Warm up for the gym is we're getting ready for the 5-rep deadlift. So we got to get the hinging pattern all prepped up. So 2 to 3 rounds, 500-meter row, 10 hip extension, which is on the GHD. So if you have a GHD, use it. Remember, hip extension is the one where you are moving through the hip, not through the back. We did the back extensions the other day, so they were doing hip extensions, so your back will remain set. No movement through the back. If you don't have a GHD, you can do some RDLs, which we're gonna need, or throw the bar on your back and do some good mornings. Those are your two options. Negative pull-ups. So get yourself up and over the bar. If you can't pull yourself up, you can just use a step, but it's about the descent all the way down to the bottom. When you're doing the negative, that bottom portion is the most important, so don't just drop into your shoulders. One, it's bad for your shoulders. Two, you're missing the most important part, which is typically the hardest part, being the end of the negative pull-up. Reverse scorpions with a hold, meaning we are on our backs, arms are out to the side, you reach up and over the top, you hold a little bit, just trying to get some movement through the lower back, you hit the other side, hold for a little bit. That weight shouldn't be in the way, but you should reach that foot to the opposite hand. At home, high knees, butt kickers, 30 seconds each. That is unless you have a machine. If you have a machine, go ahead and use it. Do about a 2-minute warm-up movement, but it's high knees for 30 seconds, jacking up the heart rate, and then butt kickers for 30 seconds. Just jacking up the heart rate. Bear movement, meaning that I want you, all fours, you're gonna pick your knees up off the ground, and then you're gonna move limbs around. So I'm gonna pick that foot up, I'm gonna pick up my left hand, I'm gonna pick up my right hand, I'm spreading the floor apart, I'm trying to build some tension, I'm trying to keep myself rather squared up. So when I lift up a foot, I don't wanna twist my hips. When I lift up a hand, I don't wanna twist open. I wanna stay pretty squared up. Then step ups, left leg, right leg, step up on anything you got. Don't do this, this is dumb, but step up, left leg, step up, right leg. Real dumb. Don't do that, but you get the idea. That's just something I have there, or a chair, a stool, a bench, something where you're not gonna hurt yourself doing it like me being an idiot. Last Saturday, we did the heavy set of 5 on the deadlift. Week after week, I like to do it. It gives you a point of reference. You look back to last Saturday, say, how did it go? How did I sleep the night before? How did my warm-up sets go? Do I need to alter my warm-up sets? Always doing 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, all that type of good stuff. They have to be done touch and go. If they're feeling good today, go a little heavier. If they're not feeling great today, then go a little lighter. But for your heavy set of 5, if you have a 1-rep max, it's about 75 to 85% of your best heavy deadlift single. And anticipate getting into that realm, and then depending how you feel that day, you don't have to go for the heaviest ever. Rarely do I write that. It's a on the day deal. So if you're feeling great, go for it. But we're gonna do it again. We do it all the freaking time. So don't really worry about the absolute heaviest you can go. Just have a good time. Make sure that it's one heavy set of 5, not multiple heavy sets of 5, meaning all the same weight. So if I wanna work up to 700 pounds one time, not 700 pounds for multiple sets of 5. I can do like 650 and then 700, but I'm not, because I'm not that strong. The gym workout, 100 for the guys, 80 for the girls, calories on the row. I gave you a little time benchmark, so the row should be done in under 6 minutes. Now the time benchmarks are like, if I hit the absolute top on every single one of them, I would still have time to do the devil's press. Now let's say the row takes me 7 minutes, but I know I can do the step ups quicker. then that's okay. Same thing, like if I do the step ups, if they take 5 minutes, but the row I can get done in 4, that's okay too. So if you're better at one than the other, that's the way CrossFit works. But my little top numbers are, if everything's going not so hot, then those are your savior numbers. Or I can just say, hey, in 4 minutes, I'm just gonna do however many step-ups I can, which is your method to possibly scaling. So that's how far you're rowing, 80 weighted step-ups with a single dumbbell. I like to put the dumbbell up on my shoulders and hang on with one arm for a couple reps and hang on with the other arm for a couple reps. You have to alternate. This is the female box height. This is 20 inches. CrossFit's stupid, and they like to make guys do the 24-inch box. If they change their minds, I'll be ecstatic. If they don't, at least we practice with the 24-inch box. This is how I like to hold the dumbbell, but you can hold it on one shoulder if you'd like. You can hold it at your side if you'd like. The world's your oyster. Do what you like. Then, alternating dumbbell snatches, they gotta go to the floor. We did a bunch of them last Thursday. So remember, it's you touch the ground, one movement overhead. You can cycle it to the floor if you'd like. That was 2. You can switch hands on the floor. That was 3. So on and so forth. Those are your alternating dumbbell snatches. Then max burpee, chest to bar, pull-ups. So if you can do singles on chest to bar pull-ups, here's your time to shine. You come down to the floor, come on up, you did your burpee, and then kipping, chest to bar, pull-up. All right, that was kind of wonky. I haven't warmed those up at all, but you get the idea. Do a burpee, do a chest to bar. We're counting all of the reps for your score, so just start adding. RX Plus is a burpee bar muscle up. So if you can do singles on the bar muscle up, also your time to shine. Get there. Your goal is to get there, get a couple reps at the end, and have a great time with that workout. Accessory, 10-minute AMRAP of GHD sit-ups and pegboard climbs. So 1, do a number of GHD sit-ups that you can repeat over and over again so that you know that you're going to be able to walk tomorrow. So if you've never done sets of 30 over and over, don't do that. That's a bad idea. Maybe do 10, 15. If you don't have a GHD, you can do the reverse sit-up. You can do a V sit-up. I like the reverse sit-up where you post your hands and you rock through your hips. So my hips are squared up when I'm laying here. My goal is to get here. I reach, touch, pull. So you can do 30 of those. And then the substitution for a pegboard, which a lot of us probably don't have an option to do, is a hanging knee L sit. So the idea is here, it's like the pegboard, you're building compression, you're using your stomach to keep yourself there, and you're just gonna hang out with your knees above your hips. That's hard to do after all that hanging this morning. So knees above the hips, about 30 seconds for a couple sets. A pegboard climb takes 15-20 seconds. Do it for 15-20 seconds, 2 times through. That's your accessory work. At home, skill is the dead bug. So we did these last Saturday as well, but we're going over them again. So if you're doing the dead bug, I don't like this. I think this takes away from a lot of the good in the dead bug, which is exposing your possible immobility in your lower limbs, notably your connection from the hip to the hamstring. So my knees are over my hips here. That's all well and good. My stomach is braced. I want to maintain that stomach brace, but I want to do so with my knees locked out, my toes pulled up and in. My feet should be flat, so I should be able to put a stack of plates on top of them. So that's not flat, that's not flat, that's flat. My knees are locked. My shoulders are pinched, stomach's set, arms are out front. So when I'm here, this is a home base. This is the most important spot. If I have this pretty nailed down, come on, lock it out, knees. I know they weren't good last time. I can move appendages around, and I'm thinking about that top leg. When I'm really trying to fight to keep those positions looking good. And I'm gonna spend a minute fighting, stretching, feeling good. Come on, flatten that foot out, lock that knee out. And you can hear I'm struggling. They're not easy, and they're very beneficial for you guys. So you might not have the weight to load up a deadlift, but you have the ability to give yourself some better positions. Your workout, 5 minutes of cardio. We ran a bunch yesterday, so if you want to run again, you can go on like a half-mile run, and you'll call that your run or your 5 minutes of cardio. Or again, rower, bike, erg, ski machine, step up, elliptical, whatever you want, jump rope for 5 minutes, maybe go 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off for 5 minutes, but you're trying to do something that you can do for 5 minutes. If you can walk for 5 minutes, cool, 5 minutes of walking. Then 80 weighted step ups. So on the step up, I've got a box. You may or may not have a box, but we're looking for something where knee is level with the hip. So this is kind of too high. This is a CrossFit standard, and I'm not all that fond of it, but this is better. My knee is more level with my hip. Use whatever weight you have available to you. So I'm alternating. Maybe I have a kettlebell, a backpack full of weight, but I'm stepping up, I'm coming down, switching sides. That would have been 2, and I'm doing 80 of those. Then I have 60 object snatches. You can do them from the hang if you'd like. Usually that's a good option from being at home. So this is my weight, I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna go through snatch on my right side. Maybe I'm gonna do 10 on my right side and then 10 on my left side for 20 total reps, accumulate 60. I can take breaks when I need to, but it's one movement up overhead, kind of like you're swinging it up there. I don't want to stop at my shoulder. That's not what I want to do. So 60 of those, and then max single arm devil's press with your time remaining. So if I have a dumbbell, that's sweet. I'll use my dumbbell. The devil's press is I'm down on the floor, I come up, and then I go ground to overhead. It's kind of like you're doing those snatches again. But unlike with the snatches where you have to do it in one movement, I'm gonna do it on the other side. I can do a ground to overhead, meaning I can go clean and jerk if I want to. I can stop at the shoulder on the devil's press if I like. So that is your workout in 16 minutes. You should be able to get to the devil's press and then do some devil's press at the end. Your accessory, feet anchored sit-ups. So dumbbells are great if you have them, or put your feet underneath something or grab onto something. So I'm just gonna squeeze this dumbbell, but if I had 2 of them, I could sneak my feet underneath them. I'm just gonna squeeze this one, and I'm gonna do some feet anchored sit-ups, which is gonna be my substitution for the GHD, as you can see above. Then I'm gonna do 30 hollow rocks. And my goal is just to keep myself moving. On the hollow rock, here in that half moon shape, you try to stay pretty close to the floor. Shoulder blades up off the floor, toes are pointed, and you're moving through that rock. 30 of them. Cool? Do 3 sets of 10. Do 6 sets of 5, 5 sets of 6, whatever you want, but chip it up so that you can make your way through it. It is a chipper. No, sorry, the workout was a chipper, but you can treat this one like a chipper too. 30 is a lot to do. Same thing with the sit-ups. That is all I got for your Friday. I hope you have a great time. Shouldn't be, actually the workout will be hard, but everyone knows they're going to have the deadlifts. Deadlifts are always a great time. People love the deadlift. And it seems like females typically like them more than males. I don't know why. They're better at them. I don't know. It just feels good. This is Andrew, Coach Andrew, saying happy Friday. See you tomorrow.